Hey everyone, let's talk some stocks here and let's look at some charts. So I've been following this uranium for a while now. I noticed there's some really good strength in uranium for recent months, and we had a big breakout in the beginning of the month. This is the sector ETF right here, the URA, and it had a bull flag off that breakout, and it finally broke out above it today, and it held that level too. So we got this major level here, this red line, is where it was resistance before, and then that broke out, and then we just came back around, kind of been holding around there for a while, and they finally reclaimed it off of these two hammers in a row, and and it looks like a convincing bull flag break there. And the way this thing goes is it goes kind of slow, so I'm not expecting it to pop right up, to like $35 a share or something in a day. But a lot of times stocks that break a bull flag like that, they'll just pop up a lot. But we'll see. It did it back in earlier in the month, so there's a setup there. So I put on some calls in this one. I put on the February calls like at 33.50 strike. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up all my positions in a Twitter tweet or post after this video. So I've got all my trades out there because I have so many trades that I sometimes I actually lose track of all positions I have. Some of them are shares, some of them are stock options. So I don't always articulate it so well in the video. So I'm just gonna put that out after this video tonight, so you can see. Because I still have the UROI shares, and those are up 10%. And I just bought the URA calls, which is this ETF, and the other ones are looking good too. Like these other uranium stocks, like the NXE is really good still too, and that's been one of my favorites. And this one just looks really great today. Like that channel or that trend support there that I've been following, it just reclaimed it, and it was really beautiful how it came. You can see how it's been kind of climbing up that trend support slowly, and then it broke out just like the sector ETF, and then it came back in a bull flag. But the way it kind of, these two hammer candles, they each day it dipped below that trend support, it immediately came back up towards the end of the day. So in the morning these were down, but I don't know exactly what time, but I just know based on the hammer candle that they finished the day strong. So they finished strong on both these days, and it's two hammers in a row, and it's just super bullish. And you see that a lot. Like you'll see a hammer on the bottom of a flag, a bull flag, and it's just really telegraphed. Like, I mean, it couldn't have been any better telegraphed, really. And but I was patient, just waited for this breakout. So I've got the URA calls because I really doubt those are gonna fail if all these other stocks are going. So it's kind of the safest way to play these. But the NXC is so good. Like I think I might even have calls still in that one in my other account, but I've been doing calls on these for a while, and it's like months ago I had some calls, but they're so slow. They weren't always that great for calls because they go up like a dollar in 2 months, which is kind of slow for what stuff I trade usually. So the NXE is good. URG, this one's a really good chart too. Two hammers, and it held that level too. It's got a big level there it held. So it looks like these are off to the races now. It's gonna keep breaking out, and it was even on a weak market day. I was just looking at some of the markets here. The UEC's kind of slower than other ones here, and EU's a breakout. This is another uranium. All these are uraniums. EU is a breakout again. The DNN is kind of like the other ones up that flag. Even looks like the CCJ is up. That's a good flag too, really. That's kind of a higher price stock. If people are scared of penny stocks, you know, that's kind of a bigger one, you know, there. And yeah, the Euro is nice. I still have the Euro shares, so looks like this one didn't come up as strong as the other ones. But that setup's still there too. So I expect that one. I expect all these to go along with the industry. And those are good ones too. But yeah, these are up today, even though the market was pretty red here. Like I'm looking at some of these futures. Looks like the Russell and the Nasdaq were red today. And there were some bad reactions to these tech earnings too. Like Google was selling off. I mean, they all had good quarters, and they beat a lot of beats on revenues and segments, but they sold off, which kind of is fitting into my idea that there's a pullback coming here. But yeah, ES was, I mean, pretty flat, but still red. Yeah, look at that. See, ES just did what the semiconductors did the other day. They just opened up, gapped down. They gapped down on the open, and that's one way to kill the momentum. Let's see if the semis even. Oh yeah, semis didn't even recover. Yeah, see, they look like they're threatening to come back, but it was red again today on these semis, and even was Nvidia was positive though. That's not surprising. And well, yeah, my thought though, to finish my thought on the uranium, this sector move there in these uranium stocks was pretty strong, even though the market was down. So that's how they've been doing it, and I think that's a really good sign for this move to continue. So looks like I don't follow many other commodities, but looks like gold was barely. Looks like oil was up too a little bit. But the other thing I noticed is this RGTI. I've been talking about this one a long time too. This RGTI broke out again for this channel. It's been in this channel for a while now, since last November. And it's like it's a quantum computing company, and they actually have like a working quantum computer, and that's on the cloud apparently, and you can access it. So that one I think has a good future, and it's huge volume today. I'm not sure if there was a news event, but it was traded twice as many shares as it usually does there today. But that was a setup. I put this setup on. I alerted this one on Twitter, on X, like back here, because it kept holding this support level here, and then you draw the little flag there on the down channel, and it broke out, and it's following through there. And I do have some of those calls. I do have the February. I have February 150 strike on these, but I'm gonna put a post out on my holdings and calls and puts. I usually have calls and puts, like the Neo. I got these Neo puts too, and they're doing really well. Still going here. We got, because Neo broke that major level there, and it's huge support level going back to last summer, and broke that down. It tried to break that down channel momentum there, and it looks like it just bear flagged again. Like that's a bear flag, because it's breaking down. It's breaking off that like a bear flag. So it looks like some more lows coming for this one. Like the low there was 580. So it looks like it closed at 579. So it'd be pretty nice if it just does some more day after day drops. Like it dropped pretty fast here. It's just every day it was down pretty much back in January, around January. So yeah, it looks like the rewalk still trying there. That's another good setup on it's like a flag setup still. We'll see. It's been pretty slow. I mean, it's like really they test your patience sometimes. These these moves, like the uraniums, took forever, but it's they're finally moving. TLT's up. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, I think, this week with the Fed, because the Fed's got their interest rate decision tomorrow, I believe, tomorrow or Thursday. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just wanted to talk about those uraniums because those are really strong today, with a pretty weak market overall. And I haven't checked on biotech yet. Those are probably weak too. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it looks like GLYC is one of the strongest ones. It's like the CLSD is still trying to hold that level there. Yeah, these biotechs, they're either going or they're not going, and when they're not going, they're not worth being in. And that one, the AMRN looks like it pretty much died out there. Yeah, so looks like the rotation might be leaving some of these now. So just going through these other watches here, and the shippers are still kind of holding in there. It's like Sirius XM is right on a major support level, on that uptrend support. So that one, I don't have a good read on that one because it's been holding up pretty well, and we don't know what the market's going to do after these depending on what the Fed does. And there's a lot of economic data this week too. There's like unemployment numbers coming out. So let's look at like a couple indices, and then I guess I'll wrap it up because I haven't run any scans. So I've got to look at some scans and see what was happening today. But it looks like it was pretty much a red day, except for some of these select sectors like uranium and stuff. But it looks like I've only seen the uranium so far that was up. But the Nasdaq's down again. Wow, looks like it just opened up down. Yeah, it looks like I think there's like some profit taking here in tech, and the fact that the reaction to those earnings calls kind of tells you the story there, I think. So there's a lot of volatility to the downside. Well, looks like Microsoft held in there. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm getting after hours prints on this, but looks like it was pretty crazy stuff there. Yeah, they're pretty volatile from what I was seeing, because they all reported earnings about 4 o'clock. But I'd say if the if the market is down tomorrow, especially tech, if tech is down tomorrow after these earnings, that's not a good sign because Microsoft has sort of been at the forefront of this AI software. So, and I saw Google had some good cloud. Their growth in cloud was good too. That's kind of one of their segments that people like to look at because the rest of the business is kind of just like ads and predictable. So it looks like their cloud was up like 25% if my memory is correct. So that looks like a good thing to me. It's growing at least. But apparently the Meta's AI LLM is one of the better ones now, and it's apparently competing with GPT-4 with OpenAI's AI, and I mean, they're going to use these these are being used for commercial use too. So like the API, like these things are going to run like chatbots and stuff, or like customer service bots and whatnot. So looks like Meta even sold off a little today. I mean, it was finished, not so much of a good finish there, but it's really not. It's still got the uptrend though, unlike a lot of stuff here, like semis. But yeah, these semis are. I mean, the semis have lost momentum now. They're just going sideways, and they're not even trying to get near the highs again. Like the high was up there, and then we had that gap down, which is the day Jim Cramer was tweeting about semis, and still been sort of the high. It's still the high, at least on the index. I mean, Nvidia is different. Like Nvidia is like its own little world there, but that's not good for tech because they've got to have strong. The semis have got to be strong. So yeah, the Russell. Let's see what the actual Russell did too, and then we'll call it a wrap. Oh, that looks like. So that's my trend. That's my trend support right there. Yeah, it broke that trend support. I mean, it could reclaim though, but it really looked like it was gonna get bullish, but that it didn't want to go there because that was a really good consolidation. Like it was basically a triangle right there between that blue line, this teal blue, and it looks like it wants to test that level again, that support level. So I really thought there was a chance we just break out again and go back up to the highs, but it could be slow here, and maybe we goes tomorrow. But yeah, there's just a lot of uncertainty. Like I had to put those uranium trades on because the URA today, because the setup was just really great, and I kind of had to ignore the possible macro stuff, with the Fed or even the earnings, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. But I had to put that on because it's such a good setup. And this uranium still have one of the better bullish setups. Like I'm happy with the URA, and I mean, NXZ is a great one too. I mean, the NXZ is one of my favorites here. I think the NXZ is gonna test like $8, 8.15 or so. So yeah, that's about all I want to talk about here. And yeah, these uraniums, I'd say keep an eye on these for more breakouts here, because they're up today no matter what. Even though with tech kind of disappointing today. So yeah, and I guess yeah, oil was up too, which is interesting. So like I said, I think the momentum's back in oil, at least for the short term. So we're surprised with oil, any of these commodities, and I haven't looked at copper in a while too. Like I think there wasn't much going on with it, but yeah, I mean the Freeport still kind of sideways. Yeah, UNG's really nothing going on. Yeah, so I would say just watch Meta. Watch Meta for a tech stock. If Meta's strong, I think it's gonna keep going because it's still got the uptrend. It's still got a nice uptrend going, and I'm pretty much bearish on the rest of tech. Like I got puts on, I got calls on the inverse tech ETF. So I'm basically shorting tech. Like I'm betting against tech for the short term here. I think we're due a pullback, and it looks like let's say if tech doesn't hold tomorrow, it looks like there's a pullback in the works here. So just be aware of that stuff. Be aware of that. And I'll put out all my positions on Twitter. So Twitter's kind of been the best thing. It's been good to put out quick things on there. So that's my Twitter there. It's stock pursuit, stocks_pursuit, just like my YouTube handle. So I have a feeling some of you are on YouTube and you're probably not on Twitter, but I would say just check out my tweets on there because I put out a lot of good tweets. Like I put the NXC out today, and I've been doing these videos. I've been putting my videos on Twitter too, so it's kind of been like a stream of my day-to-day thoughts, which is something I never used to do in the past, but I just do them because I just do them as I do my charting. Yeah, so yeah, let's call it a wrap on there, and I'll catch you in the next one.